So, lads, Stephanie White obviously is the coach at Indiana Fever. And obviously, their best player, well, maybe not according to her, but according to most people, is in fact Caitlin Clark. And today, Stephanie White did give an update on Caitlin Clark's injury. She went and thankfully, she went on ESPN and didn't use the phrase blessing in disguise. Like, I mean this when I say this. Like, I've said this about Stephanie White playing times. I actually think Stephanie White's a hell of a coach. So many people are like, oh, you've done nothing but criticize Stephanie White. I think she's got flaws. I think her rotations are iffy. I think her game plans are good. I think her defense is good. And I think her ability to get a team together is pretty good. I think she likes to play a bit slow, but she is very good. What Stephanie White is really good at is making players and teams play better than they should. Making teams that maybe on paper aren't the greatest, getting them together and getting them to win. Like whatever about the Connecticut Sun team last year, like the Connecticut Sun team her first year with no Bree Jones, no Jonquel Jones, and they only really brought in Beck Allen, and suddenly they stay the same seed and nearly make the finals. Like it was a big one. But we saw here today, Caitlin Clark remains without timetable for a return. Most important thing for Caitlin's long-term health is getting her back to 100% before we put her back on the floor. And that's the thing. It doesn't hurt, which means see you in 2026. She's fine. Like, if we're gonna be honest, Caitlin Clark, apparently she's already doing full court sprinting. If Caitlin Clark was out for the season, she wouldn't be trying to rehab an injury and rush it. If Caitlin Clark was out for the season, she would be sitting out right now for a month. She would not be practicing by herself. She wouldn't have her own trainers. She wouldn't be showing up to the game yesterday in like gear. She would be sitting out. She was injured. My prediction is there's no timetable because I think like they're on an away trip. What she's not been doing is basketball activity. She's been playing full speed. I think a lot of people, ESPN, have predicted this kind of week here, where they go and have a 3-game homestand here between Saturday the 9th and Friday. Or sorry, between Saturday the 9th and Sunday the 17th. They're home. And then it's to Connecticut, which isn't that bad a journey. It's an Eastern Conference trip early on a Sunday. And then after that, geez, I didn't realize they've got a Sunday to a Friday break. So, look, I think there's a near... The reality is, there is a shot that Caitlin Clark... I thought Caitlin Clark was going to come back for this game here, or this game here. With the way the team is rolling, and how bad the Sky are, how bad the Wings are, I don't think she's back for either of them. So she's definitely going to be out for the away trip. She's definitely going to be out for 2 games this week. She's almost certainly going to be out for the game on Saturday. Next Tuesday, I think she'll be back kind of practicing. I don't think she's back for this game. I don't think she's back for the Washington game. And I think it's one of these. I think either they're going to test her out against the Connecticut Sun because they have 4 days off. I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They have 4 days off here. So I think either they're going to test her out and play her against the Sun, see how she reacts and give her a 4-day rest so it's not a lot of time, or they're going to go and play her in this game here and where they play the Lynx twice, 1 home, 1 away in 3 days. So a lot of people are saying they expect it to be this Lynx game. I'm predicting the Sun game on the 16th of August, which is a month, which basically means she's been out a month. And that gives her, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Gives her 9 games to end the season, which means she's played essentially half the season. She'll have played 22 games on the year. She'll have played half the season. And the thing is like the Fever shouldn't need her to beat the Sky. They play the Sparks, the Mercury, the Sky, the Wings, and the Mystics in that time. They should. Let's just say what they should win. This Sparks game, probably too close to call. I don't see them beating the Mercury in Phoenix. I think the Mercury, I think they really got up for that game with the way the crowd helped them. I think the Mercury beat them in Phoenix, even without Satu. And I think all around that, like the Sky, they beat the Sky. I think they beat the Wings. I think they beat both of these teams without Caitlin. And the Mystics, they should beat the Mystics without Caitlin. So like, you're looking, even if they go 2-3, they're still in really good shape. They should go 3-2 in these 5 games. even if they go 2-3, if they go 1-4, it's not the end of the world. If they go 2-3, not the end of the world. If they go 3-2 or 4-1, great. They're not going to win 10 games in a row. Let's be honest. They're not winning 10 games in a row. So if they go 3-2, I think it's probably the best you can expect here. If they can manage to beat the Sparks, they're going to. I think they're gonna lose one of these three trap games right here. I think they're gonna lose one of these three. At the end of the day, look, it is what it is, and they come out of this. If they can get to this Connecticut game as like a fifth seed, because you want Caitlin to get a little bit of, games under it, because they face off the Lynx 3 times in the year. They have a really tough end of the season. Like, other than, like, say, they play the Sparks with Caitlin, they should want to win that game. I think they beat the Storm in Indiana. I just think they match up really well to the Storm when Dantas doesn't play. I think they're going to beat. They cannot get swept by the Sparks. The Valkyries are a team that the Fever need to win. Like, Caitlin needs to beat Kate Martin once in her career. She just needs to beat her once. Like, Caitlin's 0-6 against Kate Martin so far. And they should beat the Sky. They should beat the Mystics with her. And I think they win 1. So, like, my predictions for the end of the season, if Caitlin comes back in the Sun games, I think they win. I think they'll go 1-2 against the Lynx. I think they'll beat the Sun. So let's say they lose 2 of these. I think they beat the Storm. And the Storm isn't even a rubber game, so it doesn't really matter if they beat the Storm if they're level on records. So yeah, all around, it is an interesting situation. But with Caitlin not being out or not having time to return, I think they're just being as. They just need to have her sit out for the rest of the season. Like, I'm sorry, like a groin injury that is not like a strain, that hasn't been a strain or a tear or anything. That's probably just I don't think sitting her out for the season is going to help. Is going to make it get any better. And she's got to relearn how to run. That takes a season. Like, she jumps and kicks the ball, nothing wrong. Her game's predicated on running hard down the floor. I reckon she's like 95% of the way healed. Not even 95% of the way healed. I reckon she's 100% healed on whatever it is. It's just getting her back so she doesn't get hurt again. And that's where the thing is, where it's like, if it turns out that it's something minor, she kept going. She's had no serious injuries. It's just been a whole bunch of minor ones. And like, there's nothing to be gained by sitting her for the season. There's not, except the Fever just have no chance. The only problem is like, maybe it could be a situation where you play her in one of the Lynx games and her body, maybe the physicians are saying, it could turn out that she plays the Sun game. That is the wrong thing I've clicked on right there. Also, thank you guys for all the support in the channel, I guess. But we click on our dashboard there. But yeah, basically maybe it could be a case where she plays the Sun and she's absolutely fine. She plays the Sun on the Sunday, and by Wednesday she's fine. And then she plays this game on the Saturday, and then she's not right to play on the Sun, or this game on the Friday, she's not right to play on the Sunday. So maybe they're like, okay, maybe these like kind of groin, these muscle injuries are like, she plays one game, she has to kind of rest for 3 days before she's 100%. And if that's the case, you kind of have to play her this game, then play her this game. She might have to play every second game. She might just have to play every second game, to be honest. And if that's what's needed, that's what's needed. And then you just hope she's right for the playoffs. Where you play her in game 1, maybe sit her in game 2, and you play her in game 3, or with a bit more rest in the playoffs. But who knows? Either way, Caitlin is almost certainly going to be back this season. Caitlin is going to be Caitlin would not be trying to get back if she wasn't coming back this season. That's all we can say. If there was no chance for her coming back this season, she would not be trying to come back.